Hello there, I hope you're well. It's Celia here. This is going to be an 11-minute video with me doing a voiceover. So I hope you're ready for this. There's a lot of talking and a lot of making as well. So I hope you enjoy it. Before we start, let me just tell you that this plate, it's already been thrown and trimmed. And I'm bringing it back to the wheel because I have to tidy up the foot rings. It's a double one. This is something that I've added to the plate when it was on its leather hard state. I usually do this with larger pieces. I just feel that it gives me a little bit more control over the final result, the way it looks, the way it feels, and everything. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm removing, I brought it back to the wheel, as I said. So it's actually, is it the third or fourth time that I bring the plate back to the wheel, and I'm removing the excess clay on the foot rings because I find that it needs a little bit removed so that it's more elegant in the end. So slightly thinner, and also making sure that they have the same height, so that's important. This is also a very good opportunity to see if there are any cracks or anything that can be done to fix those micro cracks if they're there. This plate was actually fine, so I was very happy to just have to do the tidying up at this point. Larger plates, they're very prone to getting cracks, but because we're experiencing a very wet winter over here, it's actually been a very good time to make plates. So I'm taking the opportunity to do all the plates of a big order I have at the moment in the studio. So yeah, this is one of them. As you see here, this takes a little bit of time, but you know, it kind of feels that I'm near the end. It's nearly done, at least when it comes to tidying up the foot rings, and I'm just taking the little bits that were scattered around because they tend to leave marks on the surface too. So just using my fingers to make everything very smooth. And while the fingers, they might be enough to give that smooth look and feel to the foot rings, the rest of the plate really needs the metal rib to do the same thing. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. And that you need to be very careful with this because the metal rib, it actually cuts, and it takes less than a second to completely destroy all the beautiful work you've done and destroy a plate. So yeah, that's enough. And just doing the same thing now with the joins, and just making sure that that part where the foot ring touches the surface of the plate looks equally smooth and feels nice to the touch. And now that this is done, I'm just going to check the height. Yeah. There seems to be a little bit that needs to be removed, so I'm going to do that a little bit later. And oops, yeah, that actually happened. It left a mark. I need to be more careful with my tools, but these are very slippery, so I need to get rid of the mark that it left. That's what I'm doing. In the end, you don't notice it, but yeah, it's just very annoying when this happens, especially when you leave everything so smooth and looking so finished. So after checking with the ruler, what I'm doing right now is removing that excess clay that the inner foot ring had, so that it's exactly at the same height as the outer foot ring. And also now it's, because we've done the bottom, it's time to leave the maker's mark, to stamp the maker's mark. That's what I'm doing. Don't forget to always use something on the opposite side of the spot where you're stamping, otherwise you might end up destroying the piece. And I actually cut a little bit here because for some reason it took me ages to properly center the plate on the wheel head, but it's done. So what I'm doing right now is doing the same thing that I did on the bottom of the plate. I'm just smoothing the surface with a metal rib. And now it's time to do all the texture that this plate has on the rim. This will take forever, so yeah, I think I'll just leave you to enjoy, and I'll come back in a little bit. Okay, and we're down to the last stage, and it's just about cutting bits of the rim. They're all more or less the same size, but the idea here is to get this organic look. So I'm not too precious with the dimensions of these cuts. They're more or less the same, so it's okay. And we're going around, and in the end you'll have this plate which is half very smooth and half very textured, and this is going to look really nice. It's going to be glazed with a shiny clear glaze, and And yes, I've got a few of them finished, so yeah, I can tell you that it looks really nice. I'm going to let it dry now, and then after it's completely dried, I just brush off these bits of clay that were removed when I was doing the texture. Okay, so that's done. I hope you enjoyed watching. Feel free to leave any questions in the comment section, and do subscribe because there'll be a lot more content like this in the future. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.